the one desire believes.
Welcome. It's the truth and the government doesn't like it. We tell the truth and the government doesn't like it. Next is Anchorman, Russell Hensey.
My name is Russell Hensey. You're tuned into Channel Pi. Yes, this right here is in fact an ironing board, but unlike the X industry, we are not receiving subsidies from the government. Which leads into today's topic, saving the X industry. Due to a lack of funds, we must already turn into a commercial break.
Tired of boring old classes? Try Mr. Silverman's, where every single day you learn 10 ways the dollar's gonna fail, apocalyptic stories, and above all, you get insulted. This young lady's here to demonstrate a typical day in Mr. Silverman's class.
Well, I don't do anything.
That's exactly the problem!
As a disclaimer though, if you're used to Mr. Hoyt's class, this is much harder. It may cause your grade to drop, your blood pressure to go up, and above all, disillusionment. So, when life gets you down like the economy, go to Mr. Silverman's class. Alright.
Welcome back! I'm Russell Hensey.
And I'm Jed Ward.
In this segment, we will be talking about the X industry. But first, you may be wondering why we're in a different environment here. Well, let's just say our funds don't sufficeth, so we're in the man cave, also known as my bedroom. Anyways, for this segment, I will represent the X industry. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, let's say I make deodorant. I sell it for $4. Chinese make it for roughly the same price, $2, but they're more efficient and competitive. So my company starts to die, and so I go to Congress and I get a subsidy though, so that's all good, and I'm all good, right?
Wait, but where does that subsidy money come from?
I don't know, it's just like free money, isn't it?
Well, I know it comes from you, my fellow Americans. Instead of paying $2 for this deodorant, you're asked to pay $4. Or you pay $2 at the store and then pay $2 more when the IRS comes knocking at your door. That's right, you're paying him to make a product more expensive than it must be. On top of that, you have to pay somebody, to pay somebody, to pay somebody, to give him his subsidy money.
Alright, so even though all these people are paying money for keep my company afloat, I'm still having employees, which is a good thing because then they can spend money on other products, thus distributing wealth and increasing the wealth of, around the economy.
Well, although your employees are still employed, the problem is that for every dollar that trickles down to your employees and they are able to spend, it is $2 worth of taxes on other Americans. So, on top of that, your company is still dying because the subsidy is only prolonging the end of your company, and your employees could be better employed in a field that is more efficient and competitive.
Alright, so my company may be dying, but there's people still employed. But, you know, it's hurting the consumers and the taxpayers, but it seems like everything will be alright with the economy, right?
Well, like I mentioned before, your employees' skills and talents, aka human capital, are being wasted on your dying company. If your employees were to be put on the market, or temporarily unemployed, they would be able to be picked up by other companies that are more efficient and competitive. Also, whenever the government intervenes on behalf of a specific party, they hurt everybody else because it slows down and retards the economy by lowering production and scientific innovations. The only way you can truly lower prices is to increase production. But why would a company increase production when they can stay rich just by getting money from the government?
Retard the economy. You know what? I think I understand. So basically what we talked about today is that the X industry, also known as my deodorant company, is bad because in order to save the X industry, a subsidy has to be given, and that comes from the taxpayers and consumers' money, which I don't think is a good thing, them giving me all that money, because my company is going to eventually die. So the distribution of wealth doesn't continue to increase. Let's see. So the only way for the distribution of wealth to increase is let the dying companies die, such as the X industry, the deodorant company, and the other companies increase or grow. If the horse, such as the horse and buggy. So if the horse and buggy were artificially kept alive, then there'd be no innovation, so we wouldn't have the automobile today. That kind of stink, huh? Yeah. As for the employees, they can be more efficient in a company that is also efficient and is able to make innovations.
Precisely. And that concludes today's episode.
Thanks for being with us. Remember, this is channel 3.14159265.
Remember, tune in next time to This is the Truth and the Government Doesn't Like It. We tell the truth and the government doesn't like it.
Reality,